Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Back to Basics. Today is November 16th of 2023. We're almost about to get to the great period of times, right? Holiday seasons, which we all love it. I'm just gonna wait for maybe a little bit longer to see if more people will actually come and join us. Well, 1 minute passed, so let's start. Welcome, everyone. So today, in our Back to Basics, we will be focusing on Instant Win. It is like a wonderful application that we have, and I am sure that if you guys are not very familiar with it, you absolutely love it. We'll get through our questions and resources very soon. So let me just pause this real quick, and I will transfer you over to my dashboard so you can actually see how to get to our campaigns. So this is just our dashboard. I know that you guys are familiar with it. And this is my sandbox, and it's where all the magic happens, right? So in order to start our Instant Win campaign, we actually come to create a campaign. So by clicking on this blue button over here, you guys will see all the options you have. You might not have all these options available to you, but there are all these options available if you want. So if you don't have it, and if you'd like an upgrade, please go talk to your CSM. But here we are. We are going to focus on Instant Win today. So we're going to click on Instant Win, and we're going to create a new campaign. So let's say that this Instant Win, this campaign will be called Come and Win 2023. And there are two types of Instant Win campaigns. Today, I'll be focusing more on the code version of it. So if we get a code, we just select it. We can also select the odds, but we're going to select codes, and then we're going to start the campaign. And as you can see, it's just like our regular sweepstakes. So pretty much all of our campaigns, they are based off of the same entry form. So we'll be showing the entry form over here. And then as any other campaigns, here is our title. We can write a description for the prize, enter to win awesome prizes, because there will be more than one today, and I want everybody to know that. And here I am, I'm gonna select the time when this will be running. Usually for Instant Win campaigns, the majority of people like using it for specific events. So let's say that you will be on a fair, like a little presentation or something like that. And then you want to have that available to the people that will be entering right there. So over here, I will select my date. Let's say that the event's gonna start today. And tomorrow there will be another version of the event as well. So, let me come over here. It's gonna start today and end tomorrow. And then you can also adjust the time as well. Let's say that the event's only gonna start at 2 p.m. today, or I could move this one for minutes as well. And then it's gonna end tomorrow at, let's say, 6 p.m. Alrighty. So what we can do first, as always, we can just add an image to our background. So here we are. I'm going to use this image over here. Let's see how it looks. Play and win big. I love that. As always, we can also make this entry form very customizable. So we can come over here and make this design pop up a little bit more. I want to use that kind of yellowish, orangish color just to make it pop a little bit. I can change the background color. I can change it to be see-through or not, but let's do this for now. First and last names, as always, they are defaults over here, and then you can add fields, the fields that you want to do. that you think it's valuable for your company to collect this data. Usually for instant win campaigns, we try to be very succinct on the things that we ask so people they don't lose interest in running, right? So let me see over here. We can add, it's very important for me to know that person's birthday, and that would be great. I'm gonna actually require that for entry. One more thing, let's do zip code. That's perfect. And I'm also gonna require that for entry. Perfect. So this is the basic stuff that I'll be collecting over here on step 2. But you can always go back into step 1 and make sure that the amount of time that people are allowed to enter is correct according to what you want. Over here, we say it says once total, but you know what? I'm gonna give people more chances to win, and I will say 3 times total. And because this is a live event, I personally think that entering email is the best option. You can do it however you want. And then you can also have public computers that will be available to people. You can have them entering using their own phones, their own iPads, their own devices. So it really depends on you. What do you think that would be the proper way to have people entering? And I will do for this one just email address. Alrighty, step 2, we're good with it. We already finished it. And step 3. Okay, step 3 is our bonus area, right? So I think that many of you, if you guys must be familiar with that, and you can always add fields for that bonus form. We don't do that all the time with Instant Win, but you can definitely do this. Let's say that it's just as, I don't know, following Twitter on, or just Instagram, or liking on Facebook, however you want it to be, you can always add these fields over here. You would just click an add field, you'd come to social fields, and then you could boost your audience over here using your social medias, social media channels. So just know this is available for you. And then on step 4, as always, our thanks for entering little message over here for them. And then this space over here for them to place their codes. So let's just go to that main. Oh, before doing that, let me just show you that the mobile setup and the email setup, they look just the same as our regular campaigns. So you know, you are able to do that, to send confirmation emails to every entrant. You are able to have that placed onto your mobile setup. Just know that you would have to upload an image specifically for that part over here. So this is possible, and you can do that. You just come over here and click on upload mobile image. Sometimes you may need to, or sometimes you may want to use a different image that's gonna fit a little better for the mobile display and all of that. Or you can use the same one. So you know, you can do that. You can also change images for Facebook and all of that. So let's now go to our codes and prizes tab. This is the main core of our Instant Win, and it's where things will be a little different from our regular sweepstakes. Just so you know, over here, you can assign those prizes. Over here, you can add prizes, and over here is the codes area. And you can also pre-register people. So let's just start with the pre-registration over here real quick. You can assign codes to pre-registrants over here. So if you click over here, and let's say that you would have a CSV file or something like that, you would be able to just assign codes over here to those people. You can come to upload pre-registrants, and then you upload the file right here. You can see that that's how your file should look like, all the information that should contain in that file over here. And then you can just click an upload file, and you would be able to assign codes to pre-registrants if that's what you want to do. So just as an option over here. Okay, now let's go back into our prizes. So if you click on add prizes right here, then you would be able to start organizing the prizes that you want. I have 3 kinds of prizes for this specific campaign that I've organized over here. So the name of my prize, my first prize will be breakfast for your family at, let's say, Sandy's restaurant. Perfect. And then the description will be win an awesome breakfast for your family. I will say total of 8 people. I think we'll be able to contemplate the majority of the family sizes over here. The value for that will be around 100 for breakfast. That's a little, right? Let's go a little bigger on that. So let's do 200. And then I'm going to choose the file that I'm going to use for that. And it's going to be this delicious pancake image over here. And in my stock, I will have 5 of those prizes going on. So 5 families will be able to enjoy an amazing breakfast at Sandy's restaurant. So I have this one over here. Let's go ahead and add some more. Now, I want to do movies for 2. Okay. Win 2 tickets for you and your significant other to watch a great movie. Perfect. Then over here, I'll say $50, and this will include something for them. And let's use another image as well. And I'll do 5 again. Perfect. And then let's add another prize right here, our grand prize, which is an Amazon gift card. We all love that, don't we? When Amazon, oh, there you go. If I can type this, gift cards. And then each of these gift cards will be $500. And we're gonna have 2 of those grand prizes, not 52, but 2. There you go. We'll submit it. So now we have the 3 kinds of prizes that will be given out today for this amazing event. And we've uploaded, oh, I did not get the correct image over here. Did you guys see that? So let me go back to that, go to details, and now I'll upload the correct image. So we can always go back and get this changed. And as we go, you see that everything is automatically saved. So it auto saves. And then this way you won't lose anything. So that's the great thing about using Audience. Alrighty, so now we're gonna generate our codes. So we can come over here and add those codes. Over here as a default, you see 10 codes every time. You can actually change that. Let's say that I wanna have 100 codes sent out. And yes, this will generate 100 more unique codes. Let's click in OK. Give it some time to think and process. It says that successfully created. Let's go back and look at them. So those are all the codes that we have over here. They're all unassigned and they are always still available. So they are redeemable for people. Perfect. Now, so you can see the tabs over here that go all the way to 100. But you know what? I changed my mind and I don't think I want to send out 100 codes. What I want to do is actually sending out 80 instead of 100. So I can come over here and I can remove 20 of them because that's what I want to do. So let's go over here and this will remove up to 20 codes. This is what I want to do. Let's do that. Remove the 20 codes. So do not despair if for some reason you got the wrong amount over here. Do not despair. Just go back and get it fixed. So all of them are showing over here. Okay, now one thing that is very neat about our platform, and I highly recommend us doing, is always checking on the campaign. So we can go to our preview button to preview how this campaign will be looking like. So let's go ahead and grab this code over here just to test it, okay? So I'll come over here, I'll go to my setup button, and then there is this link over here. This link, I'm sorry, this button over here. So we're gonna click on it, and this is our preview button. Once we are over here, then we'll be able to actually see how it's gonna look like. So we're gonna see the play and win big sign over here, and I'll enter my test entry. Submit your entry. Then I do not want to share on Facebook, or I could share on Facebook, but I'll say no over here because I already used this email address. Then it's not showing everything that I wanted to show. So let's just go ahead and use a different one because it's going straight to the codes here, and I want you guys to be able to see everything. So let's go ahead and use a different test entries. So let's say test Leilani at entry.com. Let's try this one. There you go. So now you guys can see that the entry form is showing up over here. Then I'm gonna enter my first name, my last name, and then when I was born, which is not true, but just so I can have it over here, and my zip code. So right now I got all of the options, and then I'll submit my entry. Again, I have the option to share this on Facebook with my friends or not. And then I can enter the code. Okay, let's see what I got. Check code. Oh, bummer. Not this time. I did not win. But then you see how it's how it's gonna work for your entrance, and we'll be able to keep playing until all the prizes are given out to people. So just so you know, because if you have any questions about why that first time that I entered, my information didn't show up, right? The first name and last name didn't show up. You can click on this tool over here, and then you can see that for the repeat type, I've selected hide after first completion. So you can have always show and autocomplete after first completion. So those are the three options, just so you know, in case you are not very familiar with our platform. And then you can always have it required for entry or not required for entry. So this is basically how it works for our codes and prizes. Just keep in mind that you can always check on the other tabs that are available over here for you. On the campaigns stats, you can see how many entries were completed, how many total users, and how many new users. So you remember that when I used my first email address, that first email address was a non-address, right? It was an email address that I've used already. So that's why it's only showing one as the new user, because that was the second email address that I've used. It was not in the system yet. So now this station has one new user. And then it's going to show the graphics. The graphics right now is just showing like this because it's only been 1 day and 2 people entering, but that's how it's going to be showing. And then you have all the performances that you can check for. There is also the download tab. So over here, you are able to download the file with the list of entrants, and you can also view your entrants. So let's say that you just want to sneak peek over here and see how many people entered and just a little information on them. Then you can click and you'll be able to see how many people entered and their basic information over here. Or you can download the file and actually see more details of it. So if you get that file, Well, I guess you guys cannot see it. Let's see if I can show that over to you. Alrighty. Bummer, I can't show it to you, but then you'll be able to see more information on those entrants. So you guys can always get this file downloaded and then send it to your sponsors or send it to your corporate people to know what it is. So this is basically what I wanted to show you. And I want to check if there are any questions over here from you guys. Let's see. Okay, we got Austin over here to answer any questions that you guys have. So because there are no questions, I just wanted to show you our resources. So just so you know, we're open 6 to 8 Eastern time. And you can always come and talk to us on like our live chat, or you can do emailing to support@audience.io. And then you can also call us. So for some of you who prefers calling, 801-901-2011. That's our phone number. And always you can go to our help center, which is help.audience.io, and you'll be able to find many articles. You'll be able to find webinars, even this webinar and previous webinars showing all about audience. We're very excited to have you partnering with us. And well, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for your attendance.